Hi, welcome to the YouTube channel. I'm still in Florence. We're leaving, but before we leave, I wanted to do one last video in response to some of the responses that I got from the previous video about the lack of life force in people. Yeah, the sun's this morning. We're very blessed because it's actually been cold some days, quite cold, so it's nice to have a bit of sunshine around us. Before we travelled, and a number of people have written to me and said that they are experiencing great anxiety, but for no reason. It's like nothing bad's happening in your life. There's no reason why you would be feeling anxiety, but you're feeling anxiety anyway. And you can't get rid of it. You know, you'd walk in the forest, you do your breathing, you do all of that, but you just can't get rid of this looming anxiety. I feel that is this. The root of anxiety is the fact that you can't control something. So it's like, one, you cannot control the outside world, which is why people develop OCD, sometimes eating habits in an effort to control their own world. So anxiety is often impending. It's a feeling of impending doom. Something's not right, something's about to happen. And as we know, a lot of animals, there's been a lot happening with the electromagnetic field of the planet itself, which actually means there's a lot happening with us in that field. And okay, so this is what I'm getting. We are moving, as we all know, we're moving from one frequency to the next, say 3, 4D to 5D. What does that actually mean? Well, it means that instead of operating everything from that electrical frequencies, which is masculine dominated, we're going to move into operating in balance with it and introducing the magnetic field. So the magnetic field, as we know, of the planet is shifting. We see that by our compasses. You know, there's lots of things indicating this, and the planets, the animals not able to, flying in odd directions, falling out of the sky, this sort of thing, fish dying, that has a lot to do with pollution. And I do believe that all these fish dying is actually those sonic experiments I spoke about before, these new weapons that they're using, and they're testing them out on animals. You know, when you see the animals walking in circles and things like that, they're actually testing. You know, they're really, look, it's true that automatically the field is changing. It happens to Mother Earth. You know, I think it's every 26,000 years. Every 70 years we have a flip of the poles and things, but we don't notice it. But every 26,000 years we have a big shift. And it's just an opportunity to go back into balance of electromagnetic, meaning male and female energy. And I feel this is really important. So the anxiety that you're feeling is the shift that's happening in the outside world or in the core of the planet that is changing you. So what we need to do is go more into the magnetic field. Doesn't mean we go more into the feminine, men go more into their feminine, which is how they're actually destroying the whole process. They're mucking it up. I'm going to do a channeling on the 22nd of April. I got a message the other day, that's the date. I believe it's a Saturday. It'll be a live channeling, which we will do again over Zoom because it's private. I don't put these on YouTube because of the nature of the information. But if you need to do is register on the website lovelightandtruth.com, and you'll get a notification of how to. So this field that's happening, this magnetic field that's opening up, it's like it's being amplified, means the divine feminine is being amplified, not to compete with men, not to override men, but to come into balance with the male. Because if we look, what are they pushing? They're pushing an agenda that women have no merit. Yeah? So now we're not needed in sports, we're not needed, they've got birthing pods, we're not needed for anything. When you remove the feminine principle from a community, you get poverty. What is the feminine principle? It's nurturing, it's healing, it's community, it's sharing. It's not competitive, it's none of that stuff. So we're removing the feminine principle, and at the same time, this is how they're trying to undo it, the movement that's happening. At the same time, the magnetics of the planet, which is being promoted by the energy of the universe, is being pushed upon us, which is making us feel uneasy. We know something is happening, but we don't know what it is, which is why we experience anxiety. Anxiety is about feeling out of control. So it's a combination of something is happening within you, it's pushing you to go into divine feminine more, to soften a little bit more. The outside world is telling you to be in your masculine, to have to protect. So that's the sort of challenge that we're having. We're being squashed in between this. And I think this is important to note, because it's, like I said, it's about the hippie movement, everybody into love, freedom. Actually, divine feminine has nothing to do with giving away your sexuality, giving away your power and being highly sexualized. It's got nothing to do with suppressing it either. So I'll go into that. I think Kassandra will go into that in the channeling. I've just finished writing my first book. It's being edited at the moment, about the male and female. It's about the love code, something that's being unlocked in our DNA at the moment. Look, you know, I've probably started writing, I don't know how many books, and I don't finish them because I get caught up in the action I'm meant to be doing. I find myself not so much talking but actioning, which is very masculine also. I understand my divine, and I dropped into that quite a number of years ago, and it's amazing, which is why I have the partner that I have that 100% supports my work and what I do. And I support his. Actually, it's not all about me, it's all about him. It's actually a very nice balance. However, there has been a push to distort all of that. So it's not so easy to remain in your divine principle. Now, some of you actually talked to me about the injectables and what I was talking about. I know a lot of you that didn't put comments on YouTube for whatever reason you did that. Doesn't matter. The fact is, you wrote to me and expressed that you were feeling the same, and I'm very grateful, because it makes me feel not so alone also to have that verification. And it is a bit scary, and it can cause the anxiety as well, because you don't really know what's going on. And it's also part of the understanding we actually anchor each other, we co-create together. God creates with us. God doesn't create alone. He needs, or God needs, I'm not going to say it's a he, I'm not going to say it's a she, it's a force. It's neither male nor female. We like to give it that, I'm not going into the gender thing, because in spirit we're neither male nor female, but that doesn't mean that what we represent here on the planet has to be fluid. That's incorrect. We've chosen to come in as a particular frequency. Anyway, God uses us to fulfill his creation. We co-create with that force if it's in alignment with the goodness of God, right? Or with if it's in alignment with whatever that wants to create. So, playing some beautiful music in the hotel. So, what was I going to say? I'm doing this normally at home. I will really think about it. I maybe do another take if I mess up my words, but here I don't have time to do that, so I'm just giving it raw. Normally, we co-create as a collective, and as we feel people checking out, where that collective is weakening, that means we have to be stronger in our connection to God and our love for the planet. Our connection to all living things will help us to feel more centered, and more in line with what we're meant to be doing and guided, you know, because I feel very guided in my life, and I know many of you do. So that's why these meditations and these healings are important that we're doing together, because they're actually cleaning us out from all the dross. Tomorrow's healing is going to be on YouTube Live, will be really strong. I was told for days. Sometimes I'm given the day before, sometimes that day. But this I was given directly after the last one. So obviously the energy is building up in me, and it's clearly building up in you for that particular. And it's got to do with the separation from the financial paradigm that we've all been placed in. So it's going to be very, very big on Wednesday. So join us live for that. Share it, you know, let people know who need support at the moment. I think there's one more thing I need to say about all of this. It's not coming, so I'll go. Anyway, thank you for listening. It's great to be able to give this to you live and share this adventure with you, because it has been an adventure. Oh, that's right, that's what I was going to say. You know, we came on a tour here, which we've never done before. Yanni and I usually go and do our own thing, but for some reason we were drawn to do a tour, and we were like, this is a bit strange. However, what it's shown us is remarkable, because you draw to you the group of people that represent different aspects of yourself. And there's 60 of us in this group. And, you know, I do get challenged by groups in that way, as I've said before, but I haven't been challenged by this group at all. Not one person has been an asshole. Not one person has been that loud, obnoxious, or complaining, or, you know, having to be the centre of it. Not one person. There's been laughter, singing, joy, and although I don't speak the collective language, every person has reached out to me with a smile, with a nod of the head, and connected with me. And I feel that is a manifestation of all the work that we've been doing, that we are drawing to us non-conflict. You know, we're drawing to us what we most need to be around at the moment, even if they're strangers. And this is very important, I felt. And the other thing is, a lot of people spoke to me in their emails and messages about the jab, and how some of you had to get it, and how, and you know, you're worried. My response is this: it's very hard to hear that these things are toxic, more and more stuff is coming out. But we have to remember that not all of them were the same. So if you've had no reaction, perhaps you got placebo, perhaps you got something that was damaged and it didn't have the full throttle of it. There are remedies coming out. There are things you can do to sustain yourself. I don't think there's an absolute cure at the moment. That's not what I've been told. I've been told that there will be. I don't think it's here quite yet. But I do feel there are things that can sustain you and keep you healthy until that cure comes. What I do know, part of the cure is your original DNA. So if you have old hair from before you had it, or a tooth, or something that has your original DNA in it, they can create a cure from that. Look, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a physicist, I don't know how that would work, but that's what I get from Spirit. I'll let them figure out the how. They'll someone who knows how to do it, they'll figure it out. In the meantime, there are products that you can use to build up your immune system. Of course, I'm an advocate of ASEA, because ASEA actually repairs destroyed cells, dead cells. It awakens the cells. So for me, that's a number one. That's a must. If you want to know about that, write to me and I'll send you the details. Do not Google it and buy it on Amazon or eBay. Chances are it's made in China, relabeled, or it's out of date, compromised in some way. So please don't do that. Get the real stuff, because otherwise you're wasting whatever money you're spending. Anyway, I'm going to say like, share, and all of that. Once again, I better go back because I think we're going to leave on the bus. Yeah, you know, we've had a fantastic time, and I'm really looking forward to doing more of this. We're being called to some other places, so I will next month, so I'll be tuning into all of that. It's, you know, we haven't travelled for a while, but like I said, normally I pick up on the collective, so it's very interesting for me to see what's actually going on. Lots of love. Keep meditating, connecting, keep loving yourself, keep affirming that you are one with God, God is one with you, and the Holy Spirit works through you. And feel that 5D underneath you. Be in the abundance plane, and everything will work out beautifully, because that abundance plane that we've been working on, it's not about money. It really isn't. It's about life. Look, it's nature. It's where you find yourself in life. You can be in the poorest country and find a magnificent tree to sit under, to give you shade. You can find the purest water, the dirtiest of places. Someone will direct you to it. So, happy days, yeah? It's going to be fine. Bye for now.